This video will be adding our second section to the About Us page. So we have these three images laid out with our Flexbox. As a reminder, our second section, we're doing the owners part. It'll be similar, but this middle section is going to grow as the page grows. So basically this image or this section here is dynamic. It's going to change as the page changes, whereas these will not. So we'll have this in mind. Let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is go into my About page. I'm going to basically copy this barista section, and I'm going to include this inner box as well. So it's going to have its own separate boundary. So I'm going to copy it, paste it, close down the first one. We'll do owners here. Actually, I'm just going to delete these two because my idea is that instead of having the header and paragraph up here, it's going to have its own little space inside there. I'm going to call this the owner section. I'm going to call these classes of owner. I'm not going to give the owner class to the second piece because that's not going to have the same images. I'm going to say this is owner 1. This will be owner 2. I'm going to change out my images, owner 1 and owner 2. Let's call this 2 as well. In the middle section, we're not going to have this image. We're just going to have a owner's description for the header, and the paragraph is going to say, meet our friendly owners. Looks okay there. Let's see what happens when we view it. Okay, we got our first owner and our second owner. Maybe I reused the same picture, did I? Oh, barista 1. Let's do owner 1. So now I have our two owners. Nothing really spaced out here, but all our pieces are in play. Let's see if we can make it similar to this. Now I'm going to be reusing a lot of the code we used in some of this section here. Specifically, I probably want the same background color, display, and border. We're not going to use justify content. We're going to do something different than that. And since I'm reusing this code, I'm going to take it out of the ID. An ID only applies to one thing, but I want to apply some of this code to multiple pieces. So I'm going to make a class for it. I'm going to call it just flex section. It's going to have some flex stuff and some background stuff, but we're just going to call it that. I'm going to copy all this and paste it here and move the justify content to the barista section. So the flex section can be reused. I'm going to go ahead and add it to this part here, the owner section. I'm going to add a flex section. And then I'm also going to have to add it to my old code up here. And actually, I'm noticing, no, never mind. We have an ID for the barista section. We're also going to give it a class of a flex section. So that means this code here, the background color, the display, and the border is getting reused. I'm going to save the about, save the CSS, run it over here. Okay. And so essentially you see this coloring here and our flex is being reused, but the one up here has this justify content, so it's getting spaced evenly, and this one is not. Let's look at the background. Maybe we could use the same background here for these, the baristas. Why don't we try that? I don't see exactly a reason why not to for now, but let's see if we can reuse this barista code. So I know it's kind of a violation to use these for baristas and these for owners, but since we're using the same code, for now I'm just going to have them as baristas. just so we can reuse some of that. So we get these boundaries here. We're going to need some unique code for this section here. Let's try that. Or maybe we could add the barista code so that all these sections have this, this styling, but we could change a little bit. What if we wanted something different for the background of this part here? Well, we have this class that is affecting the margin and the background color, but we can override it with an ID. So for this, I'm going to add an ID. I'm going to call it main owner block or something. And over here, we'll do hashtag main owner block. And it's going to read in these background colors, but we're going to override that in the ID. So do background color. Let's do var. I have kind of a lighter color here, so maybe I will do, let's look at our options. Maybe I'll do this burnt sienna. And I'll change the color. We'll just see how it looks. var and the gunmetal. Maybe. Okay, that didn't seem to work. Let's do a quick check. Oh, it's because I didn't save the about page. I added this ID here, but the page doesn't know about it. So if I save it, and now rerun. Okay, now it's kind of overwritten this in here. So what do we have left to do? Well, we might want this section to grow and expand out. So let's try that. Let us add for the main owner block. Right now, they kind of have these fixed width, but if we do flex grow, it's going to expand to the available space. So in just this section, the main owner block, I'm going to add flex grow. I'm just going to set it to 1. By default, all flex items, so all these pieces inside our flex section, they have a flex grow of 0, meaning they're not going to grow. But by doing 1, this is going to grow to fill the space. So if I go back here and refresh, now it's going to expand and fill this space in here. If you expand the page like this, it will grow smaller and bigger, just like that. And if we want a little space between these two here, we could add some margins. So I could add some margin. Let's just try 20 pixels. I'm a little worried it's going to do the top and bottom, but we'll see. Okay, and so we got a little space in here. If you wanted to add some margins over here, we would probably need to add an ID for this and this. So for the owner 1 and owner 2, we could add their own IDs, but since it's just one property, I might just do it inline. Margin left, 20 pixels. And then margin right for this one. I wouldn't advise usually doing this, but since we're only changing one property for each of these, I think it's okay for just these sections. Let's save it. Let's run it. Okay, and now we got the spacing we want. So this has kind of been an outline of how you can get this section here, this middle section, to grow and expand depending on how your page is growing and expanding. And you could also add some to these images as well. And that completes our flex sections. In the next kind of coming videos, we'll look at one more type of display and add one more section to this page.